How this idea came about was, of course, the George Floyd incident happened. And let's talk about deconstructing racism and reconstructing love. Because in order to love yourself, you have to be able to deconstruct yourself and see exactly what it is that makes you who you are, right? And then when you're talking about reconstructing with love, we want to take a look at what are the components or the elements that make up love, and then see how we can bridge the gap between those who practice this thing we know as racism and bringing them over into the love piece. And so that's how it all began. I'm a big Dave Chappell fan, right? And so he did a piece. He did a piece, 846. You probably have viewed the piece.
This man kneeled on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Can you imagine that? This kid thought he was gonna die. He knew he was gonna die. He called for his mother.
But you really saw in him a passion and a real concern in that piece about what actually happened, what one human being did to another human being, how he emphasized, and how he tied it together, because he said, in 8 minutes and 46 seconds, they killed this man, but he said he couldn't get that out of his head because his time of birth was at 8:46.
Oof, man. Oof.
And so how it resonated with him, and how you got you saw a different Dave in that particular piece. He's still a great comedian, but you saw the humanity come out of him around what he actually saw and what the other people and what George had to experience for that 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
It's right there.
When I watched that tape, I understood this man knew he was gonna die. People watched it. People filmed it. And for some reason that I still don't understand, all these police had their hands in their pockets. Who are you talking to? What are you signifying? That you can kneel on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds and feel like you wouldn't get the wrath of God.
I mean, right. It's those kinds of universe parallels that happen. 9/11, waking up, it happened at 9/11. It's the world coming together and showing up like a picture that this must be seen. It must stop. There must be a change, and there can be no more. It can't be any more obvious, right? It's just
that's right. That's right. Now, we as teachers of leaders have to be able to go in and have these conversations with leaders to teach them, hey, corporate cultures have to change. Your responsibilities to society has to change, because as leaders, inclusion should be what is natural, not exclusion.
Learning agility and inclusion is the new way we develop. It's the core of strategy, because without inclusion, without diversity, we have no appreciation for our customers or the people who work with us. How are you going to do business if you can't respect the people who buy from you and love them and work with you? It's just not. There's no math to it. I mean, the last time I did math, that doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. And we strip it all down to humanity, right? I'm a human being and you're a human being, and so let's work together as human beings. And so you should have the same opportunity that I have, regardless of the hue of my skin, because we know that, race is a man-made construct, right? For lots of reasons. We know that was created. So now we're at the point where we can not necessarily eradicate it 100%, but have a better understanding of what it means to be human, right? That's all we're asking. That's all that anyone has ever asked, is give me the same opportunity that you would give another human being, because that's exactly who I am. And so now this conversation is going into corporate America. And to be honest with you, it should have been a part of corporate America when it was in its inception.
Candace Owen. And she told George Floyd's rap record on the internet, oh, he was this, he did that, and he's a drug addict, and he's not a hero, and why does the black community make him a hero? Why do you choose him as a hero? We didn't choose him, you did. They killed him, and that wasn't right, so he's the guy.
I could have been George Floyd on a couple of occasions, right? Not doing anything really wrong, but, you know, for whatever reason, you know, all it takes is one bad stop, one officer in a not so good mood that day for someone not to go home. And basically all I'm saying is I want to go home. When I get stopped by the officer, I just want to make it home.